is Sunday, February 23rd. Yesterday was the 22nd. I forgot to check headlines because yesterday the Pope was in a critical condition health-wise with a respiratory crisis, they said. And I thought it was interesting because our basilica, the offices for the basilicas of Saints Peter and Paul, are located at 222 North 17th Street. And Pope Francis, who's originally from Argentina in South America, he visited Philadelphia in the late summer or early fall, what have you, fall of 2015. And I think it was fall of 2015. And he I don't know how it worked, but there were a bunch of cities that were nominated to host the Pope during his visit in, say, on the East Coast, or in the Mid-Atlantic region. However, he did a whole tour, and Philadelphia was chosen, say, over New York or even DC or what have you, or similar, Virginia and this, that, and the other. So I thought that was kind of interesting because part of his visit was to actually go to the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul. That's, the biggest cathedral, I guess, in downtown Center City, Philadelphia. It is, and a lot of cops, should someone pass away, they often hold a memorial service and or funeral or however it works at that particular church and basilica. So anyway, the offices for that are 222 North 17th Street, and I kind of wondered if numbers were in play Pope-wise. So just a little observation. So I had a dog walking client named John Bates many years ago. Actually, he started in 2010, I believe. He had a Bernese mountain dog named Murda, after the song Murda She Wrote, not the Angela Lansbury, book or show or what have you, but anyway, and he was in a wheelchair, an African American man in a wheelchair. He could, drive a hard bargain on people, but I felt bad for him because when you think about it, if you lose control of your mobility and you have to rely on all kinds of people to help you, it is pretty frustrating. Like, most of us want to feel like we're in control of our lives. So anyway, he wound up passing away on 222 February 22nd of 2014. I had stopped walking his dog because he was going back and forth a lot from Florida to here, and finally he would do it all of a sudden, and he left to go to Florida, and I wound up picking up extra clients while he was away. And when he came back, it's almost if someone else wanted to make sure I did not agree to walk his dog, they were out there saying just don't. Issue being that there was a lot of drama associated with his building. There are a lot of people in the building where he lived, the Morano, the Morano isn't my favorite building. There by Trader Joe's. A lot of activity goes on there, at least it did back in the past, related to whatever I was experiencing, which is hard to explain, but I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment in 2011, the fourth Monday up. Even my mom and aunt's phone lines in Jacksonville, Florida were severed, so that when I tried to call my mom in my time of need, and I got the disconnected jingle, and the games commenced, and I technically ever since I've been experiencing very bizarre, hard to explain, hard to prove harassment, and it could be, it's sort of like if you were a whistleblower on the tobacco industry, like the movie Russell Crowe, or things that I experienced showed up in the movie The Game with Sean Penn and Michael Douglas. It's like that happened, whatever that is. But you, like, mysterious things would happen as if evil existed, and you know, they saw you drink a lemonade yesterday and they would plant lemonade bottles all over the city, and it's like, who exactly did that? Or even if you were to say go on the train, there's a scene in the movie, I think, with a train, I kind of forget exactly, but say you just bought Burt's Bees chapstick, and you go on the train and some guy gets up next to you from his seat and there's a Burt's Bees chapstick that was stuck on the seat, like left behind after he got up. So anyway, and it's shown in a mysterious way, like you notice it, like there's too many coincidences, but it gets way worse than that. That's a very light example, but say it happened constantly. Anyway, that's the type of harassment. It's hard to explain. There's a lot of layers, and it's designed to create paranoia, a lot of fear, you know, there's no way for you to get justice per se. So anyway, I forget why I needed to bring that up, but point being, we've been sort of living with that ever since. So that's the dealio. I started off with a point probably, but anyway. So now I walk around with a camera. I use YouTube to sort of show the city just in general.